Hello. So, good day, everyone. Those of you who will ever watch this. This is another attempt I'm making at doing this. I had actually done a live stream earlier today, and only to find that my audio wasn't working. My fault for not checking it properly at the beginning, but I guess it all comes all within what happened. Um, so yeah, by the title, I had a blowout. And frankly, it's been something I've struggled with because it was not I mean, I never anticipated I'd be making a video this soon in my streaming journey about having a blowout, especially on my PA, because I had said and I told myself I would take it slow and I would do nothing stupid. Well, as case would have it, that did not turn out to be the case. And um, as my intent with this channel is to be as transparent as I possibly can on my voyage, good and bad, I felt it necessary to come out and talk about this because yesterday, after realizing, after what happened, I had a short stream. I was in two minds whether or not to post it because I put it private, and then I'm like, you know what, put it out so people can see how dumb I am. Um, and I guess it's just part of the journey, though it is difficult. Um, so basically, so as I was saying, last week I joined Profitrade Funding. This is my dashboard on the back end. Just trying to make sure I double check. I'm on one monitor, so bear with me. And I'm having to do, yeah, I'm having to double. Let's see. Uh-huh. What is working? What isn't? Okay, so you can see it. So cool. All right, so basically, um, last week I joined Profitrade Funder. I bought 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I bought 8 evaluations. The 50K trails, $16 each one time. And I proceeded to pass the first one in 3 days, which is the PA, which I activated on Monday, this past Monday. And I was trading the other valuations as well. So basically last week on the 18th, I blew my first 3 evaluations that were copy traded. And that should have been maybe a warning sign, because that was not necessary. I did it as a just going full just not trading properly, chasing stuff. And it wasn't even as if there was news. I was just trying to stack. I was just bad trade management, really bad. But with eval $16, you're like, okay, it's an evaluation. What the hell? It didn't go well. And I think in the stream I said if it had gone well, I would have been in a very good position. I'd been up over $1,000. Well, it didn't, and I blew 3 accounts because they were being copy traded on Quad Tower. So, but with evaluations, we come to do this because evaluations, we see them as disposable, if you will, especially at $16. And they're our path to get to the PA, to get to the funded or some funded account that will then give us money if we reach the requirements. So, all right, that was last week. Then On the 21st, I had another 2 instances of blowing. And let's see. So as you can see, I was doing, 111 and making money slowly. It was up. So I was up, all my, so as of Monday, this was on the 22nd, on the entry time, exit time. Yeah, on the 21st. Today's the 23rd. So yeah, as of Monday morning, I was good. I had I had 4 remaining evaluations, and I had the 1 activated PA. Yeah, and all the evaluations were in really good shape. I was nicely in the green. Well, the first 2, so the first one, I don't know if this one or the other one, I proceeded to do this. 5 contracts. No reason whatsoever to do that. Because it's a 50K, but in reality, we have $2,500. This is what you need to remember. And though we're given 10 contracts to trade with, minis, we shouldn't even be ever going that close to it unless we want to do a full port, a degenerate, sort of one-time attempt at passing an evaluation on news. And that's basically the only time we should be doing, or we're like going for broke and we're just trying to dig ourselves out of a stupid hole instead of just closing the trade and trying to recoup properly. Yeah. So that was one. And let's see. The other expect was probably the same. Oh, this is the 22nd. This is the PA. So no, so that's the PA. So that's yesterday. Okay. So excuse me, I misunderstood. What happened just really messed me up. And I was yesterday after the stream, after shutting down, or thinking I'd shut down. I went, to the. No, it was actually shut down after the PA. I went to the supermarket and went shopping, and I was walking around muttering to myself and telling myself in my head, "You're an idiot. You're an absolute moron for doing that." And I was really angry, and I still am. Because the PA, I told myself the PA, take it slow. And I was doing fine. It was up over $400, no problem whatsoever. And so yesterday, so any case, I digress. So yesterday, what happened? So yesterday, first, and let me open what happened to the PA. 2 weeks. What was it yesterday? 25.50. Okay. So yesterday, first of all, the first problem happened in the morning during London, and I'm in Europe, so that's why it's morning to me. These positions here, I thought I had taken on an evaluation. I did not somehow realize, and don't ask me, I'm an idiot, that actually I had taken this on the PA account and not an eval. And as you can see, they went to drawdown, and I was only looking for 10 ticks. So there'd been the big move in short, and I had spoken about it in my streams, saying I expected price to do this, to drop below, then retrace, test the support, to become resistant, then drop. And it did exactly that, but I wasn't here. I had to step away yesterday at my time, 11. Yeah. So I came back and I convinced myself rather that it would keep going. And I would just needed 10 ticks. Yes, but I want to do it on the evaluation. So I'm like, let's do something. Well, as it turns out, it didn't. It retraced on me, as to be expected, because it bounced. I didn't close straight away. I held on, deluding myself it would still go down. And in my stupidity, in my I don't know, thinking I was on eval. And then when I closed out the trade because it was, we're minus 1200 there, I was like, I went and rechecked my dashboard and I saw that my PA dropped and I went back. I was like, oh crap, I was on the PA. So that's the first thing. Then I walk away. I was like, okay, take a breather. That was stupid, but we can still fix it. Yeah. And thinking that was it. Well, it wasn't, because in fact, I had left. So what I had done is I clicked on PA, I'd taken the trades on PA, and then I'd clicked on the evaluation and I'd taken another trade for 2 contracts on the evaluation. But I didn't realize this second one had happened or was active or whatever, 1204 entry, yeah. And I had left it. It was a short. So then I come back and I go to shut down Quant Tower and it tells me, you have open orders, open/open positions. Make sure you check and go in and close and stuff like that. I'm like, what? So I'm desperate. I'm like, what on earth? I'm like, close, enter, cancel orders, and then you have open position. I'm like, what do you mean open position? So I go open positions and I find this. And I find this. $1,000. Like, oh, fantastic. So it did take me. So I shut that down. Yeah. And that was that. Then in the afternoon I come back. So in New York for me, I come back and I can't remember if I think I did this, or let me see, what was this? This is 343. 343, and on the APA was 339. So I blew the PA first. So on the PA, it was a long position. Again, I'm looking for like 15 ticks, 20 ticks. And I do this. 2, 2, 2. I stack 3, 15, 31 p.m., 43 p.m. So basically every 15 seconds, 20 seconds, I'm adding 2 contracts because I'm DCAing like a degenerate. And this is where DCA will hurt you if you don't do it properly with the right size and the right risk management. And this is not it, because already this on a 50K, which is a 2,500K drawdown, is a lot. As much as we don't like to tell ourselves, but it is. Result, boom. I blew the account. No reason, if not greed, and if not sheer stupidity, because that was, yeah. But then I'm not happy with myself for doing that, and I go on tilt, or this was already tilt itself, because had I stopped here, I would have still had some room to recover, but no, not happy. You gotta go full bore. Yeah. So then, not happy, I go and do See this I was doing, and it was like, eh. Oh my lord. Any case, let's see where we are. 25. And I went and did the same thing on the eval. 222. Because I convinced myself it was going up, and darn it, throw everything you have with it in the kitchen sink. Well, that didn't work out. So that blew as well. And I ended the stream and walked away. And I was like, I'll try not to be an SFW. I'll try to hold my F bombs, but I'll let you imagine what I was telling myself. I still am. Yes. So that's how you blow up for no reason, for no. And the reason I'm doing this in particular is because I wanted this channel to be transparent in my journey, the good, bad, and the ugly, was also because, and I was in two minds, but I'm like, you got to do it, especially after watching Nutty's stream, Nutty Bar. He was on last night, as he is every day for me. You know, he's streaming most of the time, and he said, and I remember there was a time at the beginning of the year, can't remember exactly when he went on full tilt, and he just had a massive blowout. And at that time, he said he wasn't sure if he would continue, if he would just drop streaming, drop trading, drop everything, if he could even do it because of how bad it was. And I remember that, and people were commenting that they'd seen it, and it was so tragic. It was really painful to watch, and it was. And he spoke to his wife, and she basically told him, "You started this to document, so you got to document. Go out there and document." And he did, and he just stuck with it. He said, "I had to stick with it. I didn't know whether or not I was gonna make it, but I was damn, I was gonna give it a try, a really good earnest try." And he did, and look where he is now. To the extent that he shared with us yesterday that he's actually going to exit the business he has part ownership with, and he's going to do this full time. He's going to become a full time trader slash influencer slash YouTuber. Yes. And he shared also that he has Amish background, so he shared how difficult it is for him to discuss this with his circle, his peers, his acquaintances, his family, because they look at him as if he's completely lost the plot. And any of us who ever opened our mouth saying we're involved in trading or anything like that, to normal people, and no, excuse me, let me rephrase that, to people who are not of the Amish belief, yes, they look at you like as if you're, all right, oh yeah, one of him. So you can imagine the Amish, the way they look, especially with their, you know, their creed and their religious belief and the way they lead their lives. So kudos to him. And I'm determined to keep trying doing this because it's something I've told myself I'm going to do, and damn it, I'm gonna keep trying. It's the last thing I do because opening a parenthesis, I'm not 20 years old anymore. I'm not 30 years old anymore. I'm not even 40 years old anymore, and I'm closer to my sixth decade. I'm actually supposed to be officially retiring in a couple of years. But that's not going to happen because it can't. I can't retire in this times. Yeah. I retired once in my 40s, semi-retired, but I didn't have to work. I thought I had it all figured out. Then things happened. I made some couple of crucial mistakes and I had to go back into corporate with nothing to my name, trying to rebuild. And it's hard, you know. it's really hard sometimes. I have a family. I have two young children now. I have three children, but I have two young children. My current wife, my and they're eating us out of the house, but that's another topic. Anybody with boys can understand what I'm talking about. Um, I love them to death and stuff. So it's they're the future of my family, future of my name. So it's fine. And Nutty in particular, but also Methodical and Alpine, to name three. But Nutty in particular, the way he struggled at the beginning, the way he just kept at it, and where he is now has been, a light for me to follow to say, if he can do it, then damn it, I'm going to do it as well. I don't know what the results will be in terms of, financials and stuff because I don't live in the US. So goodness, if I manage to do what Alpine did, I can retire on that. His withdrawals to date this year is retirement for me, forever, basically. Maybe not forever, but it's pretty darn close, and it's more money than because we here. You have to understand that for those in the U.S., and I understand everybody has different situations. Not everybody's doing well, but let's see. A worker at a fast food making $15 an hour is making more than I do. Our average hourly salary here is less than $4 an hour. Yet we pay $5 a gallon for gas, right? I don't know if any of you've watched Dave Ramsey show, which is a horror show for me in certain cases because I'm listening into those calls and I'm listening to, yes, I have 16 credit cards and I'm making $220,000 a year and I don't know how to survive. And I'm screaming at the video, at the screen. I'm like, you, you moron. How can you not survive on 220,000? And I understand. I've lived in the States. I know very well what it means that in certain areas of the country, it's crazy. Costs are high. You have certain situations, your concept of reality is completely alien to ours here in Europe. Because if you ever need a lawyer, God forbid, that's expensive. Your medical, you do have insurance, but your premiums are out of this world now. Yeah. It wasn't like that. Before the US, you didn't even have income tax in the US at one time. But there are areas of the country where, for the cost of a 3-bed or 2-bed flat here, you can buy a really nice home. Now, yes, construction's different. You guys in the States typically build stuff, in a different manner, very efficient thermically. Um, Not so much on other factors and stuff, but they've been there for decades. I had my grandmother who had, and I had family in the States and Canada and stuff, and homes that were there for 100 years. Amazing, beautiful homes. I loved going inside those because the smell of wood and the smell of it was just beautiful. I loved it there. My uncle had property in Vancouver and stuff. A fantastic home, just absolutely stunning. Yes, but I digress again. So yeah, so basically, what pisses me off even more is that there was no reason for any of this, unless I was openly trying to pass a PA, pass an evaluation on a news event day, and I would full port, and you said, this is going for broke. You're purposely dropping 10 contracts on it and then just let it rip. Because, for example, here on Profitrade, you can do that, like you did on Apex, yeah, for example. But doing what I did on PA is unacceptable. It's just not the way to do it because it's not You're never going to get the payout like that. I know it, and yet I did it anyways. Through stupidity, too, through just basically inattentiveness. And I'm angry at myself. So yesterday, I came back. I was on the stream with Nutty, and he traded, and I joined. I'm like, you know what? I have one more evaluation left. I was green on it anyways, and I managed to pass. So that's done. This is here, and this is gonna stay here for a bit because, as I was saying, we don't have this. I don't have the budget. I'll be absolutely transparent. I don't have the budget to activate this now because I have a budget I have to allocate to do this every month out of my income, which is salaried, because I make no money off this channel. I don't have anything to sell. I have nothing. This is just me being myself in the sense of my trading journey or my struggle. And maybe some of you can relate. So I feel you. I understand. I empathize. And I think you can feel my pain if you've done what I've done. And my frustration, especially. And so the target is to get the payout, get that experience, get that hurdle out of the way, that psychological hurdle out of the way, because I think it's, as they say, the first 100,000 is the most difficult. I think the first payout is the most difficult here. And looking out from the outside, you're like, but why is it so difficult? Why? Just take it slow. Just take it easy. The human emotion, the psychology element of all this comes into play. I want more, I want fast, because we should be doing everything with micros. But that's another discussion. And so yes, I have this eval. I have a Nexgen account, which I opened. It was $37, and I saw live. I'm like, oh wow, 37 for a live. Should have read a bit more, but in fact, they have a good, they have interesting concept, interesting approach. So I'm doing that. I'm trying to do that slowly. I don't want to blow that. But even if I pass that, that's $145 activation. That's not happening. And I don't know how long I have to activate that, because on Profitrade funding, this can stay like this for however long I need it. I have no deadline to activate it. So I'm going to do this. And so because I want content, obviously, to stream for the channel, and I don't want to always trade the next gen, which is a path to live, and I might discuss next gen later on or in some other video when I have more, I've delved more into it. I've gone and bought 2 more evaluations. Why didn't I buy one? Because I thought I would blow one for some reason. So I bought 2. I hope I don't get screamed at. Because again, we have a budget, and I have to budget everything to make sure I can do this, because we have expenses, we got things to pay, and we're not in a situation here that, like in other countries, and I'm sure other countries in Europe can relate to what I'm saying. If you're listening, you know very well what I'm talking about. But just to give you, in the U.S., for work reasons, because I do work full time, I'm studying stuff, and I'm looking, and I'm trying to upskill, because every day you could get a call from HR and they say goodbye. We don't need you anymore. And at my age, that's game over. I can only go and drive cars, become a taxi for not even half of what I make now. Yes, because I've been at this for some time, and I've been able to build up a decent salary for here. For the States, it would be more or less like a fast food worker, but it is what it is. I can still put food on the table, pay everything, and stuff. We can't do much. I mean, it's it is what it is. It's a reality I think many of us go through, and that's just life. Yeah, you have to deal with it. Important thing is that kids have clothes on their back, they have what they need, um, and trying to build up the money to give them an education when they get out of school, or to help them in their journeys. Yes, I don't know what I'll do with my daughter. Um, If she comes and asks for money for a marriage, that ain't coming from here, that's for sure. I don't have that possibility, unfortunately. Wish I did. And I should have. I did actually, but okay, that's another discussion. But I won't bore you with that. And yeah. So that's it. Nutty led the way in terms of being able to dig himself out of a hole, both training and psychologically, and facing a challenge that was very difficult, and just kept going. And I plan exactly on falling on that track and doing exactly the same thing. Just kept going, and we'll see where this journey takes me. So, if you do ever watch this, thank you for watching. And yeah, I was just going back in terms of studying. So in the U.S., I was looking at positions, in the cloud, cloud related positions, cloud security, cloud engineer, stuff like that. And in the US, positions are like 200, 250, 240,000, you know, like 160,000, I think, or 130,000 entry level. Yeah, junior entry level, stuff like that. And here, the only positions, the positions I found, the highest position for senior was 60,000 versus 240. Yeah. To the extent sometimes I ask myself, how do we manage to live here in Europe? How do we survive? Yet we do. We do. So, as I was saying, Ramsey show, the horror show, like, if I wish I had that type of money. I wish I had that type of money. But I have to also be honest to the extent that I recognize that your circumstances change based on the money you have, and more money can breed more problems because you just start, if you don't have the mentality, if you're not in a framework of mind to do things properly, to treat your money, your income properly, and to budget and do what you need to do, you're going to spend more money. If you're used to just going out and dinner every night and I want this, I want that, I want that, and apart from the prices, some stuff there are absolutely insane. What you guys are doing with shoes, you created a fashion and a fad and a whole market on the sneaker side, which is incredible to me. I've seen some of the prices, some of the Jordans and whatever that is, and it's just. But that's, if the market wants it, then it is. Um, yeah, and that, I think that translates also into trading as well. That you have to be able to manage risk, take it slow, and not let your psychology and stuff, because it's the same. Impulse buying, get the credit card out, buy, buy, buy. And when I had money, I did have a credit card, but I paid off the balance every single month. I would run up $10,000, $15,000 worth on the credit card, but every single month it was paid off. I never had a balance on my credit card. Now I don't. I have one credit card and it's very small, and that's it. So I digress again. So here you are, warts and all, good, bad, ugly. I'll see if I can activate, if I manage to buy and activate the two new evals, and I'll see about trading those in New York. And yeah, and do check out the other channels, Nutty, Methodical, Alpine, of course, Tom Sabo, who's in Hungary. He's doing very well. If I can get to Tom Sable's mental and Methodical as well, Methodical is very, and Alpine too, you know, any one of them, they're inspirations and stuff on how to manage. But Nutty in particular, he just, I just recognize myself in what happened to him and to what happened to me. And so that's it. Thank you very much, and we will see you later. Take care.